Hello, welcome to episode 19 of the Organized Frenzy podcast about knitting. I am Natasha. I live in Welland, Ontario, Canada with my boyfriend Jesse and our 3 cats. I'm not centered. And you can find me on Instagram as Organized Frenzy. On Ravelry is Natasha Hillier, and I also have a Ravelry group called Organized Frenzy Podcast, and that is where all my show notes are. So I link to everything that I talk about, and I'm filming this a bit later, so it may be a bit darker, I don't know. It is the end of the Victoria Day long weekend here in Canada, and I'm just having like a relaxing but also productive, there's a hair on me, also productive day, still attached to my head. I have tea to drink right now, an iced tea, so I figured I would show you. So I actually fill it above the line. Ooh, it's a bit hot. Let's see if I can use. Okay, so the inside is filled with ice cubes. I have 2. Wow, they look like they're glowing. I have 2 lemonade ice cubes in there, just for fun. So as I press this down, it is like a bodum and seals all the tea leaves in the bottom. And now my ice will cool down the tea. And I'm gonna leave that just as is for a bit to cool. I just wanted to show you. So I'm gonna try and keep this episode a little bit shorter. I don't know how we'll make out, but because like I said, it is the end of the long weekend, so I just want to actually relax. I still have some laundry to do, and it's getting to be dinner time, so I'm hungry, but Jesse's away right now. He went with a couple of his friends to see some speaker in Toronto, and don't ask me who it is, I have no idea. But that's where he is right now. So he left about 4. He's gonna get back probably close to midnight, if not later. Just finishing my row here for my scrappy sock memories blanket. I have been practicing knitting without looking. As I say, looking down, I feel like I'm splitting my stitches. And I've gotten better for sure, I can tell. So I think that's cool. So here it is, a couple ends there sticking out. I'm still working on this color from Jesse's socks, but it's almost done. Maybe another row or 2. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I have lots of things to talk about. And I'm getting these tangled. I got my hair cut on Saturday. I don't know if you can tell. But it was just getting long to the point where the edges were kind of flipping out, and I don't like when they do that, so I got it cut. I love my hairdresser, she's so good. Anyway, I have a finished object, and the ends are not woven in yet, so let me just tuck it in. Oh, I should get this. I'm wearing my pajamas right now, so it's a cozy day. I just showered and stuff, but anyway, let me see if this will work how I want it to. I think so. Getting the sock blockers out. So I have a finished pair of socks for my grandma. And this yarn is Barocco Ultra Alpaca Fine. The colorway was a number. Wow, I look like a ghost. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. Ultra Alpaca Fine. And the colorway was number 12171 or something like that. But basically it's just like this deep purple, but it's, I don't know if it's purple or if it's just a blue. I think it's just like blue and red marled together, which obviously makes purple. But that's pretty accurate right there, how it looks in the light. I did 56 stitches. Toe up, of course. I have showed these previously before I finished. I took my progress keeper off, but I was about here. And so I did the whole heel and cuffs. What else can I say? I did a fish lips kiss heel, and just to keep it simple, and then there is a bit of a gap where I did my heel turn. I don't care. I couldn't be bothered to pick up stitches. I just wanted to get these things done, so that is what I did. I just kept knitting, knitting, knitting. This is really all well, for the past few days anyway, this has been my primary project that I've been knitting. I did a garter rib all the way around the whole sock, as you can see. And then I did a 1x1 rib for my cuff, and I do a 20 stitch cuff, and then I do Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off, and I just have to weave in the ends, so I am planning on doing that today. I'm so happy those are done. I transferred Jessie's pair of green socks over to the needles I was using for those, which is Knit Picks needles. Let's see if my tea is ready. Yum. I have mango fruit punch in there, and it's so good. I transferred these, okay, look at the difference that putting them on the sock blocker makes. Oh, can you even tell? These look like they're for a child. My grandma does have tiny feet, but look at that. It's not even the width of my hand. Like they're just tiny. And she has tiny little feet too. She wanted a long cuff, so how I measure is I fold the cuff over. I'm gonna give them to her I'm going to give them to her for her birthday, which is in a couple weeks. And she is going to tell me that the weather is too hot to wear wool socks. Well, natural fibers don't make you sweat, and you wear slippers inside, so you can wear wool socks. I'm not going to say it like that, but that is what I will tell her. Anyway, so I'm going to weave in the ends for those. And then because I got those done, I have to treat myself a little bit. My next whip that I'm going to show you is my fading point. So I really haven't worked on this too much because I've been mostly just knitting on those socks for probably the past week, actually. Jessie and I went away with Jessie's parents to Buffalo last weekend, and I brought my fading point, and then once I got back I said, okay, time to crack down on the socks. I really want to get them done. So I kind of put my fading point in hibernation-ish. So it's gonna be busted out again today. Oh, it's blowing out a bit. Okay, so this is piece 1. Maybe I'll just take the needle cozy off so you can see. Oh boy, this thing is gonna be big. So there's where I was last time. I did all of this and a little bit on the second side as well. So for this first piece, I'm using color 5, which is called Primrose. And in this kit, by the way, I think I said this last time, but these colors really surprised me. The first color is, I'll show them all again when I'm finished knitting this. The first color is like brown, and that really did surprise me. I wasn't expecting that. The second color I think was the one that made the most sense to me from what I had seen in pictures. The third one had a ton of colors. The fourth one was like a variegated pink and gray. And then the fifth one has so much color in it, this pink and green. I just wasn't expecting it. I mean, I love it, but it just was unexpected as I was knitting with it. Let me show you piece 2. I'm housing this in my Van Dyke Designs bag. I had said last time I thought the project was outgrowing this bag, and it kind of is. I'm shoving it in, but I'm just gonna keep it in there because I love the bag, which is covered with cat hairs because my cats love it too. And this is piece 2. So I have finished the lace section of color 4, and I need to do the fade between colors 4 and 5, and then the rest, the solid section of solid garter of 5, and then the lace, and then I can join the two pieces, and I'm so excited to do that. But here is my second piece. So I was here last time. Can you see the progress keeper? I was right there. So I made more progress, I guess, on this piece. I don't know. It seems like I did. I love this thing. It's huge, and it's gonna be so warm and cozy. I'm sad that I won't get to wear it right away. I might wear it to work. It'll be warm, but I probably won't overheat. Oh, and I wanted to talk about my knitting needles last time and forgot, so I'm going to now. So I'm using Knit Picks needles. I got them at the same time that I ordered my sock needles because I wanted to try out their wooden needles. the colors are just so pretty, so that was part of the reason. I can't remember what color this one's called, but it's like orange, yellow, purple, red. I don't know. I just thought they're really pretty. I have another pair too. This is 3.75. Yeah, and I have a pair of 3.5s that are the greenish one. So, and then I just bought 2 black cords, and that's what I've been alternating back and forth using. These needles are longer than my Knitter's Pride Nova Platina by just a hair, probably like ½ centimeter. So I don't know how big that is in inches. Let me look at my wrist ruler and see. 1/4 of an inch, not even. 1, 2, 3 3/8. Yeah. Oops, this keeps flipping. Come on. Oh well. Okay, whatever, I'm gonna pack it up. But anyway, so I like that extra length. I find it comfortable to work with. And the wood is just so smooth. It doesn't feel like wood. So they're not as slick as nickel plated needles, which is what I typically use, but they are still very, very smooth. I would compare it to like a stainless steel needle. I don't like stainless steel, but I like those wood needles. So I've been loving that. I'm gonna knit on a bit of it tonight after weaving the ends, because I haven't in a few days, and I really want to. And now that I am done with those socks, I'm going to be focusing on the hat, the Moffat hat that I'm knitting for my aunt. It's not going to take very long because hats are super quick, but I've just kind of left it. Oh, I brought it. I forgot. So I have it in this round project bag with a drawstring thing. And here it is. So I haven't done the cable yet. I'm just starting the ribbing, as you can see. But yeah, this is what I have done so far. So my Knitter's Pride Nova Platina 16-inch interchangeable needle set. Have everything I need tucked in here. There's little pockets on the inside of this project bag, so I have things tucked in, as you can see. This is the bag that I first used when I was knitting socks. It was like the first, I think it was like the second project bag that I bought, I think. I love it. It's just a bit crowded in there, and I don't know. I should use it more because it was expensive. Well, I mean, as are all project bags, they're handmade. But just the shape of it is a bit odd for me, so I have to figure out what fits well in there. The hat does, so that's why I'm using it, so that's great. So I'm going to be focusing on that, as well as Jesse's sweater and his socks as well. I want to get those finished because there's a couple other things that I want to start. I have another whip-ish. Well, I'll show that to you now. I'm going to go out of order, kind of. Oh no, my stitches are falling off. Almost. falling off. So my friend Catherine, who I have taught how to knit, wants to knit a nice white receiving blanket for her daughter, for her granddaughter actually, sorry. So she bought some KPC yarn, and she bought more than she needed because then she got free shipping. So I said, well, why don't you give me a ball and I'm gonna make a hat, a nice white hat. So this is the yarn. Wow, it is called Optic White. Here it is. It is, their balls are so cute. They come wrapped with a little ribbon. Oh my goodness, I wish that you could see everything. They come wrapped with a little ribbon that says KPC, and it has their little logo. And then here's the label, KPC hand knit yarns. And this is the Gossip, GOSSYP, 4-ply. Oh gosh. 100% organic cotton, and the colorway is Optic White, and one ball is 50 grams, which is 180 meters or 197 yards. And it's got a little certified organic cotton tag, gives you the gauge on the inside, so it came like this on the tag. Then you open it up, the gauge and everything's here, certified organic, and then washing instructions. And the back is the line and the makeup and the name and amount, and then just a little tag as well. So I'm just keeping all those things in this project bag. I'm using DPNs for this. And I forgot I had these DPNs. So when my mom and I first started to learn how to knit socks, I bought 2.25 millimeter needles and she bought 3.25. That is the needle recommended for the yarn. My gauge is a bit bigger than, I think, anyway. I haven't measured. I had it originally on 3 needles. And then I was always like getting close. I did 100 stitches. I'm making this pat up as I go. But the stitches were like really close to the ends, so then I just added the 5th needle in. I'm pulling from the outside, not from the center, because I don't know if they make their balls center pull. Oh, sorry, my eye. So with this hat, I wanted to leave the, I think this is too big for a newborn baby. I have no idea how big babies are. I had to Google head circumference, and it's not ribbed or anything. It does stretch because knitting is stretchy. It's super soft. But what I did actually was a double brim. So I knit 4 inches, and then I folded and then tucked in or attached the cast on to my working stitches. And I think that'll be nice and cozy for the baby. I'm getting some ladders where my needle joins are, which is annoying me. And I'm trying to be better with it. I don't know. I hope it smooths out a bit when I wash it. But it says the yarn's 4-ply, but it's probably closer to 6. This yarn is not very tightly spun, so it splits a little bit, so you have to be careful. But like I said, I'm just making it up, so there's no pattern or anything. I think I'm gonna knit for another, okay, that's 2 inches. Should I knit for another 2 inches and then decrease, or only 1 more inch and then decrease? I don't know how big to make this thing. How big or little to make this thing. But I'm gonna just continue knitting and see how it goes. So that's kind of another of my priorities right now, because I want to get it done so that I can work on other things. I don't want to say that I regret saying I would make a hat. I just figured baby hat, it will be small and not take very long, which is true on one hand, but on the other hand, I am trying in 2018, I just tie up my little thing. I'm trying more in 2018 to knit for myself and not feel obligated to knit for other people. So kind of is going against that by saying I'll knit a hat. I'm not gonna do that again, probably. Or like I'm not gonna offer. I have 2 other baby sweaters that I want to knit this year, but we'll see. One is for that same granddaughter. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm working on that, and Catherine's sister wants to learn how to knit, so Catherine's teaching her, which is going to be interesting because she's not as patient as I am in terms of teaching. And our sister lives like an hour and a half away from us, so I can't help her. But the last thing I was going to say about Catherine is that I got her some likey? I don't know, I'll never know. Needles to knit her white baby blanket with. They're 3.25 millimeter, which is the exact same, and 32 inches or 80 centimeters. So they're the exact same as the needles that I'm using for my Sock Memories blanket. And I think she'll like them, and I think they'll work well with the cotton because I'm using aluminum needles for myself, and they are quite slippery. So I don't want her stitches falling off, and she's just gonna get frustrated with that. So I think those will be good. That's why I chose them. So I've got lots of knittertainment. First thing is I finished listening to the audiobook, The Curse of the Boyfriend Sweater by Alana Oken. I loved it. Sorry, there's a scuff mark there. I loved it. I relate to her on a lot of things about crafting, and she just goes into depth about what knitting has meant to her, and you know how it's played different roles in her life, which was really fun to listen to. So I'm gonna definitely listen to that audiobook again in a little while. Obviously not immediately, I just finished it, but I really do want to listen to it again. I made sure to only listen to it when I wasn't going to have any distractions because I really wanted to hear what it was saying. And she read it as well, which was really cool. Riverdale I caught up on, so I'm finished season 2 now. And yeah, can't wait for season 3. So both my shows, Jane the Virgin and Riverdale, are done for right now, and I don't know when they're going to be back. So I'm kind of debating starting a new series, but I don't know what to start. I'm also catching up on some podcasts, Yarn Hoarder, first of all, Amber. So I don't know if I'm just gonna watch podcasts or if I want to start a new series. It just feels like such a big commitment when you do that, so I don't know if I'm ready to commit yet. I also watched Hohi's newest episode and loved it, of course. Oh, and I am going to start season 2 of 13 Reasons Why. I watched the first season shortly after it came out, which I don't even remember when that was now. Last year, but I don't know when. So I'm gonna watch season 2. My sister said she wasn't super into it and she watched only half of it and then just didn't want to watch it. My other sister said she's not gonna watch it, but I think I will. I'm gonna start it and see what I think about it, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do for the more prominent future. And I'm just thinking about Jesse's sweater. I think I'm gonna either start a new book, like an audiobook, or a new series. A new, yeah. Because his sweater is gonna be miles and miles of stockinette. And I kind of want that, but I'm also kind of dreading it. So I need something to keep me entertained. Apps that I love. I have been obsessed with playing a game called Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. And it's super fun, so I named myself in Ravenclaw, and yeah, I don't know, it's just been fun to play. So that's what I've been mostly doing. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yes, Jesse and I went to Buffalo. I jokingly said to Jesse, oh, let me look up some yarn stores and see what's there. As we were there, that was really cool. We didn't stop in, but I saw, like, within 2 minutes of each other, driving down the road, Michael's, Joanne, and Hobby Lobby. And so I would have loved to stop in at Joanne just to see. I know it's similar to Michael's, but we don't have them in Canada, so I have no idea what it's like in there. But we didn't stop in there, so that's fine. And last thing, I was talking to one of my friends about, well, he's Jesse's friend, but we learned that we share a love for Harry Potter. So I was saying, you know, there's other series that I've read and that the writing is not up to par for what I'm used to with Harry Potter. And he said, oh, if you think that, like, if that's something that you enjoy in books, then you should check out Lord of the Rings. And I own the series, like I own a box set, and I do want to read it. I just have never gotten around to it. So I think I might try and do that this summer. I really do want to read more. I find it difficult to make time to read because I love knitting so much, and I find it hard to focus on reading because my mind wanders. When I am knitting and listening to an audiobook or knitting and watching TV, that is the perfect combination of multitasking for my brain to handle without allowing anything else to enter in. With reading, it's really hard for me to focus on just the book. So I don't know if I'm gonna do, like, I know a lot of people are able to read and knit at the same time, and Jesse is gonna think that it's absolutely ridiculous. But I don't know if I'm gonna try and do something like that, because I think I would be able to do it, especially if I'm knitting something stockinette like his sweater. Then I don't even need to look at the needles. I don't know. The thing with reading is I love laying down and reading the book and being cozy and stuff. Knitting, I have to sit up, and it is cozy, but not the same as laying down. So I don't know yet what the plan is. I'm gonna figure something out. I want to be able to read, not always just listen to audiobooks. So I'm trying to figure out, what I can do to kind of combine those two things. So we will see. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to talk about. So timing wise, not too bad. Hopefully this episode doesn't take forever to upload like the last one did, where it literally took like 10 hours because I had to do it overnight. Just left my phone plugged in and let it load. I have no idea why it took so long. Wasn't that my internet was like super slow. Well, maybe I guess it had to have been. I don't know. But fingers crossed it doesn't take that long this time. But I'm gonna get started on having some dinner and watching 13 Reasons Why and working on my fading point. But yeah, so thank you for joining me for this podcast. I don't know how I'm feeling about doing the podcast. I love talking about my knitting. When it was every week, it was, the weekly thing to look forward to, like, for the end of the week, besides just the weekend. But then doing it bi-weekly, I have more to talk about, but then you kind of feel like out of practice when you come to record. And, well, I don't know. I guess maybe it's this time because I put it off to, like, not the last minute, but I didn't make it a priority, I guess. Just wanted to enjoy my weekend. I think probably part of it as well is that it took so long to upload last time, so I wish I could just record and somebody else would edit. Can I hire somebody to edit for me, please? Oh, anyway, this episode I won't have to do much editing, so I'm just gonna write down my show notes and that's it. But thank you for joining me. I will be back in a couple weeks. It'll have to be Saturday because Sunday's when we're celebrating my grandma's birthday. So I'll let you know, or no, I guess I won't be able to. But I will be gifting those socks soon, so hopefully she likes them. I have other things planned to knit for her as well, so I have such big plans. Oh, I forgot to show you my nails. I just did them. Oh my goodness. Okay, these lights are driving me a little bit crazy today. I just did my nails. It's like this taupe color. It's so pretty. I love it. Did my nails on Saturday after 4 weeks. So it lasted quite a long time. It was good. Thank goodness for gel polish. But anyway, they're done now. I'm going to wrap up this episode and see you next time.